Thank you very much. So, in this short and sweet talk, we are going to discuss a couple of things about football and product management with a nice story that has some lessons that we can utilize on our everyday life or if we are working in technology and product management. So, a couple of things about me. I'm a Chief Product Officer in food. I work in food for the last 9 years and a half. I'm a retired football player. I used to be a winger on the right side, on the left side. I'm a drummer in the making, unsuccessfully so far, but I won't give up on this. And I have the Tsundoku syndrome, which is a syndrome where someone buys books and do not read them. So I have a huge pile of unread books. Is there anyone else with the same syndrome in here? Okay, let's connect and share the unread books we have, because I have a lot. So today we're going to discuss about a story that happened years ago with these two people. One is Jose Mourinho. He's a very popular Portuguese football coach. He was working in Inter back in time. And Mario Balotelli, who is a very, let's say, talented player, very big talent, Italian attacker, that used to be 19 years old back in time. And the story is the following. There was a game on Champions League with Rubin Kazan. And as Mourinho said, because Mourinho had an interview after this, and Balotelli was the only attacker available in the squad. The other attackers, great players, Samuel Eto'o, Gabriel Milito, were either injured or banned or not fit. So Mario Balotelli was the only available player for Inter in the attacking side. And on the 4th minute of the game, he got a yellow card. And as Mourinho said, on the halftime, he had 15 minutes to talk to the whole team. And he decided to spend 14 of the 15 minutes specifically to Balotelli. And he said, as we see here, Mario, please, you are the only attacker. By the time we go out, the opponents are going to intimidate you. Please stay calm. Don't get a second yellow card because you are the only attacker and we need you. And as you can see here, 15 minutes after the second half started, Balotelli got a second yellow card and he was out of the field. So why this story is interesting? This story is interesting because here we see a very nice decision from a very experienced coach, Jose Mourinho, who coached hundreds of players, and he is known for his high level of emotional intelligence that led to a bad outcome. Because although he saw what is going to happen, he tried his best with the tools he had, because he only had 15 minutes and no other attacker. So he tried his best to avoid a bad outcome, but the bad outcome came. And this is something that we don't like in general as humans, because we tend, and it's natural, we tend to have this concept that the good decisions should lead to good outcomes, and bad decisions should lead to with a bad decision, you should have a bad outcome. And please take a minute and think for yourself. The best decisions you already had in your life, I'm sure that most of them led to a very good outcome. And vice versa, bad decisions led to bad outcomes. Because when I think that of myself, all the good decisions that I thought I took always led to a good outcome. So this is called resulting. And this is, in the human nature, we all suffer from this. And it's a human bias where we tend to connect the outcome of a decision with the decision itself. And this is not right, because decision is different from the outcome. And why is different? Because decision is an intrinsic and personal process of everyone in here that is based on the skills that you have on the time you have to take the decision, on the beliefs that you have, on the strategy you have on this, on the risk, on the anticipation that you understand what is happening before you take that decision, whereas the outcome is something that is based on the decision that you are going to do, on luck, and on other macro environmental factors, such as the environment, other people's skills, timing, and stuff. So we see here that decision is not same with the outcome. And here are some, let's say, very popular situations that we tend to have in the product management. Are there any product managers here? Okay, okay. I was expecting a few more, but it's okay. These things are happening in product, and we believe that if we have a very good product development, we are going to have very good product performance. If we have only successful A/B tests, the UX will be the best one because the customer used it, and it increased the performance, and overall it led to a very positive experience. If I'm a good PM, I will be able to create a very successful product. And if I use a term that is very popular nowadays, if I use a product-led approach, I would lead to a successful product. And this is not happening. I'm not saying that it's not happening at all, but it's not happening all the time because in here, in these equations, we are missing some factors that are external and directly impact the product and the outcome of our decision. So to give you some examples on this, there are some macro environmental elements, such as the genesis of ChatGPT. How many companies before ChatGPT were doing great, and now they are not doing great? Or take the opposite one. Let's say that you have a mediocre pharma product, and then COVID emerges, and your performance goes up without doing something substantially. This has happened in food as well. With the COVID changed our performance a lot without doing something very differently, especially in the decision-making process. There are also other peoples that influence the outcome as well. I used to work in marketing. I was head of performance in marketing, and I know that if a very good feature on product launched today and the marketing team is incompetent or doesn't have enough budget, or the strategy is to try something else, then the feature won't work as we believe it will work. Plus, and last but not least, the competition. So if you are going to launch a feature that it's a great feature for your product and you have market fit, and the competitor comes and do the same thing for free, this will differentiate the performance a lot, and it's not something that you can directly deal with that. So here we have a small matrix. I have it from the Farnham Street blog, where we see the decision and the outcome. So here, obviously, we always aim to have a good decision-making process that will lead to a good outcome. And there is a likelihood to happen, but it's not going to happen all the way. The trickiest part, though, is that there are a lot of times that a good decision leads to a bad outcome. And we need to be really careful and understand if the outcome, if the decision that we took for this outcome was the right one, and we need to really stick on our decision-making process, or if we need to change the decision-making process in order to influence the outcome and switch it from a bad mode to a good mode. And then there is the bad decision process, which, as Farnham Street says, and Annie Duke, which has an author that has a very good book that I will share later. If you have a bad decision process, it's mostly about luck. So what I want you to keep from this short talk is that we really need to invest time and effort in order to create a very good decision process. Because the decision process of ourselves, it's something that we control 100%. It's an inner battle between the beliefs that we have as humans and the logic that comes afterward. But this is a battle that we can tackle, and we really need to make sure that our decision-making, that our decision process is the optimal one in order to increase the likelihood of a good outcome. And a tip for people that are working in product and here, and in technology as well, that comes from the experience that I do have on this, is that wherever in which company we work, we really need to understand the nature of the industry and the nature of the company that we operate. It's not a matter of product, it's not a matter of technology, it's not a matter of best practices. It's that we really need to understand how this company evolves, if they believe in product, if they need the product, if they encourage product to move forward, or they need something else. And the whole concept of how industry operates, it's something that will help us understand why these decisions are being made and which decisions should be the good decisions in order to have the good outcome. There are industries that are heavily regulated. There are industries that are incentives-based. There are industries that are product-led. So we really need to understand the industry and the job and the company we are working for. And closing, I have some useful resources for this. There is a great book. It's called Thinking in Bets. It's from Annie Duke, who is a poker player. And she has coined the term of resulting, mostly describing the distinguish between skills and luck. There is Farnham Street. Farnham Street is a very good blog that includes a lot of explanations and case studies about human biases, about how we take better decisions. And then there is myself, which I have a blog that I regularly talk about the decisions that I took, the outcomes that we had, and the correlations, if there is any, on how can we do better decision-making in order to lead to better outcomes. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.